ultimately it's their dream, and it's our job to help them get there. You know, the analogy of like a dinner party. You don't want one person at the head of the table dominating the conversation, because it makes for a pretty boring party. I feel like it's this balance of everybody kind of contributing and feeding the story. And the story is the architecture.
It starts with this sort of balance of trust that they come in with, and then this sort of, take us to a place we didn't think we could go. You really start seeing the soul of the house through the lens of your client. Like, how are they going to embody this house? What is their personality? We're always going to have our stamp on it. I mean, you'll see it. But I think that you'll also know in each house, you'll see it too, that it's very specific to that client. The trick with all these houses, especially one on the side of a hill that's steep with a lot of wind, is how do you make it look like it can't be? But it is.
We were already 40, 50 feet out of the ground. If you put a post on a deck out at the actual corner, you're another 20 feet out of the ground. So the cantilevers actually are a way to keep from having to chase the ground even further. You sort of went as far as you could, then you reached your arm out and held up the deck as far as you could in order to keep it from having to go further down to the ground and hold those edges. When you're on a deck that's cantilever, there's no corner columns. So you really do have nothing blocking your view. And the homeowner came to us and she said, I really want to have a view from the top of the structure. We came up with this idea of this sort of Harry Potter stair that was hidden and goes up to the top, and once you get up there, there's actually a space. There's deck chairs. It's a spectacular view.
When you go to talk to these different potential builders along the way, and you talk through these details, you can almost see in their body language, are you going to be able to do this? Are you feel comfortable about this? Are you telling me things just so I feel like you can do it?
As a builder, I love to explain to people how I move through that process. How do you get to the final product? You'd like to think that the guy that you hired to build your home is involved in every caulk joint and every nail, but that's not practical, and it doesn't occur. You can think of the thousands of fasteners that go into a roof, for instance. Am I there to see each fastener go on? I'm not directly, but I am indirectly in that I instill a notion of care, that they did it with care. We talk about bricks and sticks. And it's not just the bricks and the sticks, because it takes lots of men and women to assemble those bricks and sticks, in a careful way, to attain that dream for the homeowner. I've looked at my career as just a total learning process, and from the very first house, a modest ranch-style house, each house came with its own challenges. I enjoy the challenges, but nobody wants to find themselves in a position that they're beyond their ability. 28 years ago, I would have been vastly beyond my ability to build this house.
It takes a lot more than just a structural wood timber to hold something out that far. You're embedding the structure into something else, really, to hold this thing up. So we went through a couple of teams until we landed with Carolina Timberworks.
Perfection isn't always something that's machined. Oftentimes it's much more of an art than a science.
The owners decided, well, this is a great place for a party or a place to gather beyond parking a car. Suddenly the structure became heavily timbered and there was a lot of structure, and you had to have these beautiful views when you're inside looking up. There are just very handful of people that can do it. They can do it well, and you can trust that they're going to get the details right, understand the language, they can warranty such a thing.
I got interested in thatching when I wanted to go look for a trade, and at home they used to offer different boat building, stone walls, timber framing, thatching. This is a reed roof. It sheds the water very quickly. Probably 1 million strands of reed that is going into this roof. Also a great insulator. Cool in the summer, warm in the winter.
And having done it, I think we're, the entire team and all associated, have the confidence we can build any project that's set before us.